Hello YouTube, this is Joseph from Joseph Deck Techs. I'm really excited that I've finally reached 100 subscribers. That's so encouraging to me, and as I open this Conspiracy 2 booster box to kind of celebrate reaching 100 subscribers, I appreciate all of you and your comments and feedback recently and all the new subscribers, so stay tuned for more content, and yeah, let's start opening this up. This booster box I'm not 100% sure where to open, so we'll figure it out. So, we'll start opening up these booster packs. I'm gonna try my best to have this all work out. I'm not used to filming with two cameras, so bear with me here. So the first card we have is Fiery Fall, Raised Dead, Caller of the Gales. This first pack I'm going to go through the commons, but I'm hoping for the future ones I'll just show kind of the spicy pulls and things that we actually are excited to see. Some cards that I'm specifically looking for are Burgeoning. I love using that in any green commander deck that I have, so that is one card that I really would like. And it would be nice to maybe try using the Monarch in kind of an EDH style deck. So the first rare we have is a drafting one. Not the greatest pull. And we have a Spirit Token. Tokens are actually kind of relevant. See, I'm going to try to separate them into piles here. So I'm opening up pack number 2. Oh yeah. Gonna quickly run through the commons. Have my own little pile over here. So we have a Gargon. When it enters the battlefield, you may return target creature or enchantment from your graveyard to your hand. That's actually a pretty decent card for certain style decks. A lot of people have been mentioning how this is kind of like the kind of like a Modern Masters set in a way, because there's a lot of just good cards that are in Conspiracy 2. It's kind of a bit of a pull Leovold or busts for the most part, but there are a lot of good uncommons and rares that I think it's totally acceptable to, like Beast Within, we just pulled one, great card. Like that's one of those sort of cards, and Desertion. Like there's a lot of just good value rares in this set that even if you don't necessarily get the best mythics, I still think there's a lot of good stuff in this set. Inquisition of Kozilek, I think it is one card that I'm hoping to pull at least one copy of. There's a lot of... Oh yeah, and I'm going to give prices in from Canadian standpoint, because that is where I'm currently from. Ghostly Prison, this is one that I really wanted. I actually need it for a deck that I'm working on. So we got Wild Pair, not the greatest one. We have a foil and a Monarch token. Try my best to see if this all works here. Okay. Yeah, so Modern Masters is being spoiled / coming out, and that seems like an interesting set. I'm also excited for Amonkhet, or as the professor called it, the Almond Cat. Oh, there's a lot of good tokens in here too. Yeah, I guess only right now we can speculate on what's going to come out in Amonkhet. There seems to be a lot of exciting things coming out. I really enjoyed a lot of the artifacts coming out in Kaladesh and some of the recent sets, like Aether Revolt. Just a lot of good cards for Commander, and that's partly the reason I bought Conspiracy 2 opposed to other sets, because Conspiracy 2 seems to have a lot of cards that are very good in Commander, and that is really why I chose to go this route. I know a lot of people are kind of not appreciating Conspiracy 2 because it was only out for like a few days, and then all of a sudden the next set was spoiled, and we all kind of just didn't really care about Conspiracy, and for that reason it's being overlooked and a lot of people aren't actually opening the set. So that's why, ooh, yes. Okay, we got our first Mythic. I'm not sure if you can see it on that camera there. It's Kea Ghost Assassin. This is a card that I really wanted for Atraxa Super Friends. I'm starting to try to add more Planeswalkers and trying to get to about 20, but I have high expectations of what I want in a Planeswalker. I want them to have an immediate value when they hit the field, so they can actually do something. Yeah, I want immediate value, so they'll do something really powerful when they hit the field. And I also want them to have a good ultimate or some sort of removal aspect to it so that they can stand their own and do a lot of work for you. I'm trying to look at the camera as much as possible, but I'm like organizing cards over here and like looking at the camera and trying to align everything properly. I'm not reading every name either. I mispronounce so many of them all the time. Okay, Sphinx of Magosi. This is another card that I was looking to get. I think it's a good one because, you know, 6/6 with flying for 6 is fine. And the ability to draw a card and put a +1/+1 counter on it, this could easily work. Like before I had a Janara kind of +1/+1 counter synergy deck. Now this one can work with a lot of those sort of ideas and strategies. Something definitely to look into. So far, I feel it's been decent with this. A lot of the mythics in the set are around $10 to $20. I'm hoping that if we don't get Leevil, we'll at least get a Berserk or something of that nature. My previous video of opening Kaladesh, we actually had pulled a Masterpiece, and that's really exciting because that was my very first booster box. And yeah, like, I would really like to see some more of those as well. Okay, so now we pulled one of the Boros legendary creatures. This is one I don't actually have and could totally be another commander. Yeah, and the Ascended Law Mage. That's another one that I think is a little underrated. I mean, a flyer with hexproof. It may actually go into my Shu Yun deck, which I'm hoping to upload soon. It's my one like most notorious Voltron styled deck. So I'm looking to. Good to see you now. I'm going over just the uncommons and rares, so that is exciting. See, I was mentioning how there are a lot of cards that I'm hoping to get in this set, like Burgeoning. And there are just a lot of good cards for Commander in this set. Rogue's Passage is one of them, for example. Coiling Oracle. And this rare we got a foil Ghostly Prison. This is actually really exciting because this is a card I really wanted to get. So apparently my webcam froze and my entire computer froze. I'm thinking that is probably because my hard drive is almost full. which is quite unfortunate. So, I mean, I'm just gonna redeem as much as I can of this video. I am trying my best with the limited amount of resources I have access to. Zavala Stampede, this is another card that I was actually hoping to get. It's just good EDH card. You know, as long as you have one camera working, I guess it's all good. That would be a shame if I lost all this footage. I can't really afford deck boxes, I mean booster boxes very often. So we have Merfolk Sky Scout, War Chant, Shimmering Greco, hopefully I pronounced that right, and Dust Mantle Seer. This card is definitely underrated. It's kind of like Bob, but for every player. And if you like make your curve in such a way that it works out for you, or if you run cards like Sense's Divining Top or Miri's Guile, like you could actually make it so that your opponents are kind of getting the worst end of the deal. I'll keep that one over here. Guttersnipe Classic Looter. Oh, this I'm not sure if I'm happy about. This seems like a terrible foil. I mean, a terrible mythic. Too bad. So far, we have 2 mythics, and we should be getting like 4 mythics, ideally. So hopefully another 2 mythics will be good. Oop. Diabolic Tutor. Messing up my piles here. Spirit of the Hearth. And another decent card. I think it's underrated. It's not very expensive, but having hexproof on creatures, that actually might work in the Sigarda style deck that I want, because I'm actually looking to make a deck with more. Okay, it seems like my computer's back online. So I hope this is working again. I was trying to set up my webcam. It's not been working. It's terrible. That's okay, I mean, I don't really care in the end. You know, I just enjoy opening packs, and this is just a new experience for me. If the audience doesn't get to appreciate that, then, you know, that's okay. I definitely enjoy it. So we have Caller of the Untamed, another elf, and we have a foil creature foil common, and a rare conspiracy. I really hope we don't get too many. Like I guess they include an conspiracy in every pack. This set is definitely meant to be drafted, and I am not doing justice to that. Oh, a spoil is here. I'm surprised. We've gotten like so many ghostly prisons. This is another ghostly prison. You know, I didn't even have a single one. Okay, this is our rare. I wish I had this before. I just didn't put one into my Saskia deck and bought one. It wasn't very expensive, I guess, but still, nonetheless. So Ghostly Prison, I believe, is like a $3 card, Canadian. I still am hoping to see some higher value uncommons. I mean, Diabolic Tutor is always good. Splitting Spline, okay. But yeah. So what are the thoughts on Amonkhet? I've been kind of rambling and going all over the place. Okay, so after this pack, we're halfway through. I'm excited to see the new gods coming out and just what they're doing. with the Egyptian mythos of, yeah, Egyptian gods. Kind of reminds me of Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually. Okay, Haliburial. That one I'm actually not disappointed in, because that's a good card for Commander. Always use more. So yeah, we're halfway through the box. We've got 2 mythics. We got a foil uncommon. We haven't seen our foil rare yet, so there could be some good value yet in this box. We're only halfway through. I mean, it hasn't been anything super exciting yet. Okay, and then we got the new legendary goblin. That's something to take note of, because I always like to get these new legendary creatures for Commander and such. Public Execution. I remember this card from like way back in the day. And Charmbreaker Devils. That can be really good in a Spell Slinger deck. So I'm not 100% sure yet if I'm going to put the audio or play background music. I usually try to record with audio, and then halfway through I just don't know what to say anymore, and then I decide to put background music in. Capital Punishment. Starting with you, each player votes for death or taxes. Each opponent sacrifices a creature for each death vote and discards a card for each taxes vote. That's interesting. This might actually work in a deck that I want to build too. I don't usually use my webcam because I just take for granted that I have this nice camera here. It's not top of the line by any means, but it's a full frame camera. It's a Mark 6D, and I've found that it is really good for everything that I want to use it for. I do photography as a hobby, so I've actually photographed a few weddings, and I just really enjoy photography. So that is kind of the whole point of me using this camera, because you just get so used to a good quality camera, and then you kind of get, maybe take it for granted, or you just expect your webcam to be terrible. Hey, we got our first Serum Visions. That's surprising. Oop. Ooh, we got Recruiter of the Guard. Now this one is really good. Something I actually wanted, and it will immediately add value to the box. Like, we've only gotten 2 mythics so far and nothing that high in value. And we have a foil common. We've been getting a lot of rare conspiracies, so I don't know if that's affecting us. But, so I mean, the big pull so far is we got a foil Ghostly Prison, the Recruiter of the Guard, and 1 Planeswalker. Psychosis Crawler. That one is definitely a good one for a lot of decks. Ascended Lawmage, Hail of Arrows, Coiling Oracle, and Skyline D-Spot. See, when you enter the battlefield, you become the Monarch. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you're the Monarch, put a 5/5 red dragon creature token with flying on the battlefield. That's an interesting one. Not like super amazing, but like for the most part it's gonna draw you a card, and that's something worthwhile. If any of you know how to better utilize a webcam, let me know. I am not as efficient as I would like to be with one. So Explosive Vegetation. This is a good card. I'm glad I got one. And our rares, Avatar of Woe. Woe is me. It's a terrible mythic. I don't actually have one though, so I can't like be that disappointed because, you know, now I have one. You know, just watch us. Like, the last pack will pull a Leovold and a foil Leovold, and we'll be laughing our way to the bank. And we'll be like, ha! All those terrible mythics were for joke. Fleshbag Marauder. Harvester of Souls. I'm equally happy with that one. I definitely play with it in some of my decks. Ooh, we got a foil. Diabolic Tutor. Wild Pair. And our foil is a foil uncommon. Into the Void. Return up to 2 target creatures to their owner's hands. You know, this is kind of disappointing that this is a sorcery. I'm sure it's good for the drafting aspect of it. But usually I don't want to return people's creatures to their hands unless they're like threatening to attack me, and then I can do that in response so that the damage doesn't go through. Like, that's definitely the ideal play, in my opinion. Oh, another mythic. I mean, a foil. So Dismiss. Dismiss is one I'm always happy to see. I mean, you counterspell into cantrips. Jailer. Ooh. This seems decent. There's a rare. And then we have a foil common. There's a lot of like Windrake-esque creatures out there. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 packs left. And we pulled 3 mythics, so I hope we get one more. I really do. One more mythic, and if it was like a planeswalker or something of some value. Oh yes, okay, Birds of Paradise. This definitely makes up a significant chunk of the box. I mean, it's not like a super expensive card, but I don't even have one, and it's definitely a staple across a lot of formats, and I'm excited to see one. So my dogs are barking at something. Sorry about that, we had some technical difficulties again. My memory card was full. Definitely filming too many videos this last couple weeks. Haha. So Hedron Matrix is another rare. And our mythic conspiracy is Hymn of the Wilds. So I don't think we're gonna see another mythic here. Oh, we have a foil uncommon probably. Spy Kit. 100-handed 1. And foil uncommon. Okay, good thing we're still filming. Well, you'll probably have a whole bunch of footage bouncing between cameras as they have worked, and I'm sure between the two of them, I'll have footage from the entire event. But anyways, this is our last pack. We'll hopefully see if we get some great pull to end the day. So our final rare is Burgeoning, yes! This is the card that I actually really wanted, and that's very befitting that it's the last rare. Thanks for watching this video. I'm excited that I can say that I've reached 100 subscribers. That's a good milestone. I'm thinking that maybe when I reach either 250 subscribers, that will be when I open the next booster box. I want to make every booster box I buy extremely special. So I'm just going to quickly go through and find the exciting pulls that I think are at least exciting. Oh yes. There's more than I expected. And so, to go over, I guess, the exciting pulls, we have a Ghostly Prison foil. Then we have 2 uncommon Ghostly Prisons. Desertion. So the Ghostly Prisons, I believe the foil is probably going to be about a $6-7 card, and the non-foil are probably like $3 each. So we're looking at about $13 so far. Canadian prices, of course. Desertion, I think, is a few dollars, so that might be a total of 15. This one, I'm pretty sure, is like 10 to 15. So we're at about $30 now. Hornet Greed, I think, is down to about $1, but they're really good. This one, I think, is a couple dollars. Now, Recruit of the Guard, I think, is roughly $20 in Canadian prices, 15 to 20. Birds of Paradise, probably just over 5. Sanctum Prelate, this is around $20, I'd say. And then Burgeoning is about $3. So, you know, I spent $125 on the box plus shipping and such. I think about $140, and we probably have about $80, $90 of these specific cards that we pulled. So I think that's reasonable. I mean, it is a bit of a Leovold or bust with this sort of set, but I definitely got a lot of cards that I wanted. I got Burgeoning. This is one that I actually would have really liked as well. It's one of the hate bears. I mean, Birds of Paradise and Recruit of the Guard. All cards that I was really looking to get, and I really wanted a Ghostly Prison. And we got 3 of them, so I am set for those for the next while. But anyways, thanks for watching this video. It's great that my cameras are actually working now, and I appreciate all the feedback and comments that you've given me, and keep them coming. I'll leave a description to Wizards Tower, who I bought the booster box from, in the description below. And yeah, just thank you for all your support. Have a good week.